Hey guys, coming back at you with another video. This time we're going to go over Complex, one of the more standard bases you see a lot. It's usually pretty standard layout, pretty standard defenses, pretty standard beach. I see a lot of struggles with it, but if you get the fundamentals and the precise flare points and things correct, it's actually pretty simple base. And it's 99% of the time a solo base, or should be. So we're going to go over a couple of the basics for it. This is one we had in Angry Crabs a couple days ago. Want to get it popping for you guys. So typically, you know, this rocket launcher here or this sniper is a rocket launcher or something, the beach is almost always hot on Complex. So the same landing applies no matter what. If you've got, you know, any defenses, sometimes this flamer's an MG, but you don't really have to worry about that. Mainly if there's a rocket launcher or a laser or something like that. But the landing is almost always the exact same on Complex. So we'll get to that here in just a second. But up here at the core, we see, again, standard layout, 2 shocks, one on this laser and mortar, one on this shock launcher. These are almost always boom cannons. Every once in a while you'll see them as MGs or something and requires an extra shock, or sometimes there'll be a rocket launcher down here or something. Just adjust accordingly, 3 shocks instead of 2 or 4 or whatever you need, but the approach is almost always going to be the same. So one of the important parts of Complex is getting into position here above these boom cannons, and we're going to need to clear some mines. And then something that's critical that I see missed a lot is marking this boom cannon right here, this corner boom cannon, with 1 artillery. And the reason we do that, and you see players mark defenses all the time on different maps and whatnot, but in this case we need it because when our Zookas settle into place up here, they're going to target this boom cannon, and it keeps them from spreading too badly and helps us control them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one started. Mark the boom cannon. Clear the mines with 1 single art. Take out all 6 of those mines. Nothing too exciting there. Just make sure you take your time, zoom way in, drop it right in there to clear all 6 of them. Now back to our beach. Again, it's a super standard layout and super standard landing. Now what you're going to do is you're going to drop 1 smoke right here on this line, just below the water line. Flag land all of your Zookas as low in the water as possible and as close to this wall as possible, and then throw the 2nd smoke. That way it lasts just a little bit longer, but you got to throw it quick enough before the rocket launcher or anything fires. So we're going to watch this at half speed. There we go, the first smoke. So that smoke, again, right on that line, as low in the water as you can, and all of the flags all at once, as fast as you can, close to the wall, down in the water. As soon as you get done landing Brick's boat, which she peeks out here out the side, but it's not a big deal, she'll walk into the smoke before any trouble. Throw that 2nd smoke perfectly spaced in between the 1st smoke and the wall. And you'll see here a little tiny flicker, those middle boats, but that's not enough to cause any trouble. And then what we're going to do is we're going to throw the next smoke up the beach in anticipating of knowing where our troops are going to go. Again, if you have the right flare points and things like that, the right groupings, you know where they're going to go. So go ahead and throw a smoke beforehand. Now we're going to move up. We've got almost all of our boats over. We've got the next smoke, so we don't really need to worry about those for a second. And throw our flare about 11:30 on that shock launcher. And what that gives us is a nice predictable path. We don't have to clear any of these mines, nothing like that. They're going to walk right through them. You can smoke well ahead because, again, you know exactly where they're going to go. Throw 1 more. Little tiny peek, but that's okay. Brick almost always stops short of that flare, so you don't need to throw that next smoke yet, unless you have this smoke right here too low. But if you have it more than covering that flare, she almost always stops short of it on the right side of that shock launcher. So we don't need to throw that one yet. Now we can go ahead and throw it. Now we can throw the flare. Again, we've got our next smoke there, so we don't really need to pay attention to them. We need to get this flare up here, which you'll see my flare land, and I was just a tiny bit to the right actually, and we'll see the result here in just a second. But you actually need to flare about one tile left of that right here, but I missed that just a little bit, and we'll see the result. But then they take a nice single file path through these defenses. You can smoke plenty ahead, no need waiting to see where they're going to go. You know exactly where they're going to go. Little tiny bit of a peak there. I was a little late on the smoke drop, but that's okay. When you peak, all you got to do is make sure you drop your shocks in time. But we see here I clipped that mine on the corner because my flare was too far right. Now luckily it was not a level 22, and I knew that, and I had scouted before just in case. But if you flare a tiny bit to the left of where I did, you will not clip that. And what we're going to see here is spread a little bit, clipped another one. That's what happens. Clipped all these ones over here because my flare was too far to the right. You know, it's like we always say, things have to be precise for a reason, and in this case I was not precise, and you see the result. I lost quite a few Zuccas out of that. But again, I knew I lost delay, so I threw my shocks early. Got battle orders activated. Gonna make sure I throw the next shocks a little early because delay is roasted, and we're just losing some to the boom cannons. And I hit battle orders again because I had plenty of GBE, and we still managed to drop it. So even if you mess it up a little bit, you can still solo complex. It's a pretty standard, easy base. Just get the basics right. And that's it. Like I said, I missed my flare a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. Lost a few, but I didn't panic, and we went to it and finished it. So let's watch it one more time at normal speed, full view. Art mark the boom cannon. It's important. Clear the mines, even though I'm going to hit more because my flare was terrible. Most of the problems on complex are here on the beach or on the walk. If you don't follow this exact sequence, it can get a little dicey. So drop that first smoke on the line, drop all the boats, drop the second smoke, drop the third smoke, wait just a second, get our flare going up there. We know exactly where they're gonna go because we do it over and over again. No sense in waiting around to drop smokes until it's too late. Get them out there ahead of time. You know where they gotta go. Little tiny peak there, but it's down low. It doesn't really affect anything. A missed flare at the top. Yikes. And just finish smoking the path. Try not to be late on these two smokes like I was. And we're going to clip the mine because of that terrible flare. Then we're going to clip another mine because of the terrible flare. Shock early because the delay was lost. Battle orders, boom cannons, get a couple, no big deal. Shock early again. And they'll slowly finish it away. Now, as bonus coverage for you guys, I knew I was going to be doing a video on this complex right here. I've seen some struggles and had people asking questions about complex, so I knew it was up next, and I knew I was doing this. So what I did for you guys was I recorded my screen live as I hit to give you guys a little perspective. How to move the screen, how to zoom, how to move here and move there, and switching the gunboat abilities back and forth. And so we're going to go to that and give you guys a little bonus feature of my hit live via my screen. So let me pull that up here. and we'll watch that. This is just at as I hit. So you see I move around, I select artillery, get the boom cannon, get the mines, just like we saw. Zoom way in so you don't miss that artillery on the mines. It's got to be perfectly in the center of those 6. Okay, got it, good to go. Zoom back down. Now you'll see me, I zoom the screen just enough to fit exactly where I want the boats and everything to not interfere with clicking on anything. So now that I've got that, drop one more smoke, pan out, or zoom out, pan up, throw the flare, go back, switch the smokes. Drop another smoke, I don't really need to move too much. Drop a smoke. Don't need to be zoomed in much because it's just smokes, they don't have to be super precise. One more. Move the screen, drop that smoke, now zoom in up here at the top to miss that flare. I know, right? Smoke, move the screen, zoom in a little bit, smoke, smoke. Screen's pretty well in a good place already. Move it around however you see fit. You see I selected flare already, so I can flare on the core and then quickly go to shocks. Shock. No need to move around or anything. 2 more shocks. And battle orders again. And then the last switch, of course, 2 med kits, the important part. In the Angry family, drop the med kits. So there you go. A little bonus, just to see how I personally manipulate the screen and everything. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope it helps. Thanks.